Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, dear devotees. Please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Om Ajnana-timirandhasya Jnananjana-shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Namam Vishnupadaya Krishna Pristhaya Bhutale Shrimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya तस्यारविन्दनयनस्य पदारविन्द किञ्जल्कमिश्रतुलसीमकरन्दवायुः अन्तर्गतस्वविवरेण चकार तेषां संक्षोभमक्षरजुषामपि चित्ततन्वोः नेहयत्कर्मधर्माय न विरागाय कल्पते न तीर्थपदसेवायै जीवन्नपि मृतो हि सः प्रसङ्गम् अजरं पाशम् आत्मना कवयो विदुः स एव साधुषु कृतो मोक्षद्वारम् अपावृतम् तितिक्षवः कारुणिकाः सुहृदः सर्वदेहिनाम् अजातशत्रवः शान्ताः साधवः साधुभूषणाः सतां प्रसङ्गान् मम वीर्यसंविदो भवन्ति हृत्कर्णरसायना कथा तज्जोषणादाशपवर्गवर्त्मनि श्रद्धारतिर्भक्तिरनुक्रमिष्यति हासं हरेरवनताखिललोकतीव्रा शोकाश्रुसागरविशोषणम् अत्युदारम् सम्मोहनाय रचितं निजमाययास्य भ्रूमण्डलं मुनिकृते मकरध्वजस्य मद्गुणाश्रुतिमात्रेण मयि सर्वगुहाशये मनोगतिरविच्छिन्ना यथा गङ्गाम्भसोऽम्बुधौ लक्षणं भक्तियोगस्य निर्गुणस्य उदारितम् अहैतुक अव्यवहिता या भक्तिः पुरुषोत्तमे सालोक्यसारष्टिसामीप्य सारूप्यैकत्वमपि युत दीयमानं न गृह्णन्ति वीणामत्सेवनं जनाः यन्नामधेय श्रवणानुकीर्तनाद् यत्प्रहवणाद् यत्स्मरणादपि क्वचित् श्वादोऽपि सद्य सवनाय कल्पते कुतः पुनस्ते भगवन्नुदर्शनात् अहो बत श्व पचतो गरीयान् यज्जिह्वाग्रे वर्तते नाम तुभ्यम् ते पुस्तपस्ते जुहुवु सस्नुरार्या ब्रह्मानुचुर्नाम गृह्णन्ति ये ते हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे ग्रंथराज श्रीमद् भागवतम की जय कैंटो 3 चैप्टर 15 डिस्क्रिप्शन ऑफ वैकुंठ डिस्क्रिप्शन ऑफ द किंगडम ऑफ गॉड टेक्स्ट नंबर 17 In text number 16, we saw the description of the forests in the Vaikuntha planets. They're filled with desire trees. And these Kalpadrum, as mentioned in verse 16, Kama Drumai means desire fulfilling trees. They produce unlimited flowers and fruits everywhere in Vaikuntha. Text 17. So, who is describing Vaikuntha? Nidhi Mataji, you have a question? Your hand is raised. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji, it was by mistake, sorry.
No problem. So, who is describing Vaikuntha? Yes, Shama Kishori Mataji.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji, Dandat Pranam. Maitreya Muni.
Mataji, you're sounding very distant.
Sorry, is it better now?
Yes.
Yes, Dandat Pranam, Prabhuji, Jai Srila Prabhupada.
Jai
Is
Srila.
it Maitreya Muni?
No. We will not proceed until Shama Kishori Mataji tells us who is describing Vaikuntha.
Oh, I thought it was
Hare
Maitreya
Krishna,
Muni.
Hare Krishna.
Oh, Brahma Uvacha. Lord
Ah.
Brahma said.
And who is he telling to?
He's telling it to the demigods, I think, who have come to pray to him because
Yes.
of the darkness coming from Diti's womb.
Yes. Very good. Now
Hare
we can
Krishna.
start. Now we can start. Okay. So text number 17, Lord Brahmaji is describing the glories of Vaikuntha Dham to the Devatas who have come for help. Vaimanikas lalanas Vaimanikas lalanas charitani shashvad gayanti yatra shamala क्षपणानि भर्तुः अन्तर्जलेनु विकसन् मधुमाधवाविमां गन्धेन खण्डितधियोपनिलं क्षिपन्तः. Translations and purports by our beloved founder Acharya, His Divine Grace, Srila Abhay Charanarvinda Bhakti Vedanta Swami Maharaj, Srila Prabhupada, Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. Translation: Brahmaji is saying, in the Vaikuntha planets, the inhabitants fly in their airplanes, accompanied by their wives and consorts, and eternally sing Shashwat Gayanti. Eternally they are singing of the character and activities of the Lord. They're constantly chanting, singing about Krishna Katha, which are always devoid of all inauspicious qualities. Shamala Shapanani, devoid of all inauspicious qualities. Krishna Katha is Punyam Krishna Kathamritam. While singing the glories of Lord Krishna, they deride even the presence of the blossoming Madhavi flowers, which are fragrant and laden with honey. They don't want. They have a higher taste. Param Destvani Vartate. Purport by Srila Prabhupada, we are going to read the purport in its entirety. How many of us want to know about the spiritual world? How many of us want to go to the spiritual world? Muktasanga Prabhu, you want to be Brahma? No? Okay. One more time, Brahma, you want to become. So, we want to go to Vaikuntha. We want to go to Vaikuntha means Golok Vrindavan. And to go anywhere, we need to learn about that place. When we chant Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, we have to think of Radha Kund. We have to think of Govardhan. We have to think of Vrindavan, Yamuna. So, how will we think if we don't know anything about these places? So, let us see how the spiritual world is. It appears from this verse that the Vaikuntha planets are full of all opulences. There are airplanes, Vaikuntha Airlines. There are airplanes in which the inhabitants travel in the spiritual sky with their sweethearts, their consorts, they do. So, Vaikuntha is very beautiful. It begins with Vaimanika, Viman. Viman means aeroplane. There is Vaikuntha Viman. There is breeze carrying the fragrance of blossoming flowers, and this breeze is so nice. that it also carries the honey of the flowers. The inhabitants of Vaikuntha, all, however, are so interested in glorifying Lord Krishna that they do not like the disturbance of such a nice breeze while they are chanting Krishna's glories. This is their love for Krishna. Their only joy is Krishna Nam, Krishna Gan, Krishna Kirtan, Krishna Nritya. So all these pleasant, blissful facilities are there, but they are not interested. One may think, oh, this sounds like the description of some very beautiful place in the material world, Suez Alps or Shimla, Kashmir, or some nice place in the material world. How is it different? There also we see nice flowers, nice this. No, the material world is made in the image of the spiritual world. The spiritual world is original and the material world is a replica. Not a replica, it's a perverted reflection. Now, because we are used to the perverted reflection, when we hear a description of Vaikuntha, which is the original, we think, oh, this is just like this. No, it is not like that. We think because we are conditioned, we are accustomed to the material world, which is a perverted reflection. But this is the original. For example, there is a difference between the shadow and the original person. So if I am standing here and there is a light behind me, my shadow falls. My shadow falls. And Mukta Sangha Prabhu is only able to look at my shadow. So Radha Gopinath Prabhu will ask Mukta Sangha Prabhu, who are you looking at? And Mukta Sangha Prabhu is looking at my shadow. He said, I'm looking at Ādi Gadādhara Dāsa. Radha Gopinath Prabhu will say, how many heads does he have? Mukta Sangha Prabhu will say, he has one head. How many hands does he have? He has two hands. Just looking at the shadow. How many legs does he have? He has two legs. How many torsos does he have? He has only one torso. How many necks? One neck. Okay. Is Mukta Sangha Prabhu correct? Yes. Indeed. I have one neck. I have one head. Mukta Sangha Prabhu, not four heads of Brahma. That is gone. That birth is gone long ago. I have two hands. I have two legs. I have one trunk. So he is right. But what Mukta Sangha Prabhu is seeing is not the full picture of Ādi Gadādhara Dāsa. Because when he will look at me, he will realize that I don't have half eyebrows. That you cannot tell by looking at the shadow. You cannot tell how much weight I have put on. You cannot tell the size of my nails looking at the shadow. So many details you are going to miss. You are having a rough idea. One head, two hands, two legs. But you don't know how my nose is. You don't know how my eyes are. You don't know how my teeth are. All those details you are missing because you are not looking at the original. Similarly, this material world is a shadow. Chaya. It is chaya. Like Durga Devi is a chaya. So this material world is a shadow of the spiritual world. So there are similarities. There are flowers here. Oh, there are flowers there. There are trees here. There are trees there. There are airplanes here. There are airplanes there. There are people here. There are people there. There are birds and peacocks here. There are birds and peacocks there. There is Tulsi plant here. There is Tulsi plant there. So many similarities are there. But there are a lot of differences also. This is a temporary world. And that is the eternal spiritual world. Why are there similarities? Because the material world is a reflection. Just like there are similarities between the original person and the person's shadow. Everybody's getting it? Why Vaikuntha has trees? Why Vaikuntha has birds and flowers? It's not because somebody sitting on earth is imagining Vaikuntha and Vaikuntha is just some imaginary hodgepodge description. No. It appears like that. It appears to be similar to the material world because the material world is made in the image of the spiritual world. That is the original. And this is the perverted reflection. Urdhva Mula, Adha Shakha. This is all reflected. Therefore, Krishna says, na tad bhasate suryo na shashanko na pavaka yad gatva na nivartante tad dhama paramam mama. Chintamani prakhara sadmashu kalpa vriksha lakshavrateshu surabhirabhipalayantam lakshmi sahasrashata sambrahma sevyamanam govindam adi purusham tamaham bhajami. So devotees are only interested in glorifying Krishna. In other words, they are pure devotees. They consider glorification of Lord Krishna more important than their own sense gratification. In the Vaikuntha planets, there is no question of sense gratification. Satyarupa Mataji, is there sense gratification in Vaikuntha? There is no sense gratification. There is no question of sense gratification. Why? Satyarupa Mataji, why? Why there is no question of sense gratification in the spiritual world? What is the verse from Chaitanya Charitamrita? I only want the verse from Chaitanya Charitamrita.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Dandavat Pranam.
Dandavat. All glory to Srila Prabhupada.
Hare Krishna, all glories to Srila Prabhupada.
All glory to Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur Prabhupada.
Hare Krishna, all glories to Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur.
All glory to Radha Kund.
All glories to Radha Kund.
Shri Bahulashtami Mahotsav ki jai.
Bahulashtomi Mahotsav ki jai.
अब बोलो.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Prabhuji. Atmendriya Priti Vancha Tare Bali
Yes.
Krishnendriya Priti Icha Dhare Prema Nama. So in Vaikuntha, everybody is doing for the pleasure of Krishna's senses. So it is not for our own sense gratification, it is for the pleasure of Krishna.
Is there a Kam or Prem in Vaikuntha?
Prem.
What is the proof from Srimad Bhagavatam that without Prem one cannot get there? Without Prem one cannot get out of the material world. One cannot get Vaikuntha without Prem. What is the proof? Shastric proof. Priti Nayavat. Don't smile like this. Tell me the verse.
I have forgotten the verse, Prabhuji. Sorry.
So many times I have repeated in the classes. Okay, you can ask help. Who wants to help Satyarupa Mataji? Yes, Shama Kishori Mataji.
Prabhuji, I didn't raise my hand. I don't know this verse, but I think it's Priti na yavat mai vasudeve.
Na
I'll just,
muchyate deha yogena tavat. Very good.
sorry.
Hare Krishna.
Sorry,
Anand
Prabhuji.
Krishna Prabhu. Hari Bol. You're sitting in the basement.
Yes, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna. I'm in the
Hare
basement.
Krishna. I'm missing you and missing your nice home with wonderful devotees. Hare Krishna.
I'm missing you, Prabhu. I was in Vrindavan a couple of days ago and I was thinking about you. Just
Thank
for only 12 hours, but I was there.
My good fortune. You were with Guru Maharaj, Srila Guru Maharaj?
Prabhu, sorry.
You were with Srila Guru Maharaj in Vrindavan?
Prabhu, I was actually there for a business trip, but one of the weekends I attended is Vyas Puja in Aligarh. And then just before winding up, I came to Vrindavan for about 12 hours. I came in the night and left early in the morning.
Jai.
Yes, but
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Thank you, thank you. So yes, Priti Nayavat Mai Vasudeve Na Muchyate Deha Yogena Tavat. Yavat Tavat. As long as, till then. As long as we don't have Preeti for Lord Vasudeva, as long as we don't have love for Vasudeva, Bhagwan Shri Rishabdev Maharaj is saying in the 5th canto, one cannot get out of this material world. The cycle of getting mortal bodies. So, who can go to Vaikuntha? Only a Premi Bhakta. Only a person who has Prem for Krishna. So, if they have Prem, Krishnendriya Preeti Vancha Tara Bhale Prem. Dhare Premanam. So, if they have Prem, then they are only worried about Krishna's sense gratification, Krishna's pleasure. Atmendriya Priti Vancha Tara Bhale Kam. Krishnendriya Priti Ichha Dhare Prem Nam. So, they only want Krishnendriya Priti Ichha. So therefore, that is the philosophical proof that in Vaikuntha there is no question of sense gratification. Look at the purport. Srila Prabhupada says, in Vaikuntha planets, there is no question of sense gratification. Where is sense gratification? In this material world. What is sense gratification? Atmendriya Priti Ichha. Indra Tripti. Only here, not in Vaikuntha. In the Vaikuntha planets, there is no question of sense gratification. To smell the fragrance of a blossoming flower is certainly very nice, but it is simply for sense gratification. The inhabitants of Vaikuntha give first preference to the service of the Lord, not their own sense gratification, even spiritual sense gratification. Can you give me an example? In Srimad Bhagavatam, where a devotee says, I don't want this spiritual ecstasy because it is interfering with my seva. Yes, Satyarupa Mataji. It's your chance to redeem yourself.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, I might be wrong. Is it Daruka?
What about Daruka?
He said that if I am in ecstasy, then I cannot serve Krishna the best.
In fanning Krishna?
No, in riding the chariot.
In riding the
He's
chariot?
chariot driver.
He will get a DUI, driving under influence of love. Well, something from Srimad Bhagavatam. Why did Shukdev Goswami not mention Radha Nam? Today is Radha Kund appearance day. Why? He didn't mention Radharani's name.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, because he is the parrot of Srimati Radharani. And if he remembers Srimati Radharani, then he will go in ecstasy and the Bhagavatam will not move forward.
And
And
our
Parikshit
Parikshit Maharaj
had only 7 days and
only
7
7 days. Very good. So that's why. So he's saying, I don't want my, because speaking about Radharani, I will be very happy. Shukdev Goswami will think. But no, that will interfere with Parishit Maharaj, my service to Parishit Maharaj. Right now, my service is to speak in Srimad Bhagavatam. Only 7 days we have. So he gave, listen carefully, he gave preference to service over personal ecstasy. Like that. To smell the fragrance of blossoms is certainly very nice, but it is simply for sense gratification. The inhabitants of Vaikuntha give first preference to service of Lord Krishna, not their own sense gratification. Serving the Lord in transcendental love yields such transcendental pleasure that, in comparison, sense gratification is counted as insignificant. Jai Ho. Verse number 18. Paravatan bhrita sarasa chakravaka dayuham sashukati titiri barhinam yaha kolahalo viramate chiramatramucchair bhringadhipe harikatham ivagayamane. When the king of bees hums in a high pitch, singing the glories of the Lord, there is a temporary lull in the noise of the pigeon, the cuckoo, the crane, the chakravak bird, the swan, the parrot, the partridge, and the peacock. Such transcendental birds stop their own singing simply to hear the glories of the Lord. When Harikatha starts, all of them stop chirping, stop shh, shh, shh. Listen to Harikatha. Listen to Harikatha. So beautiful, na? Here in Harikatha, we have to tell, shh, don't make noise. Listen, Harikatha is going on. Quiet, quiet. In Vaikuntha, even the birds, they become quiet and they start listening to Harikatha. They are so much interested, so much taste for Harikatha, so much love for Krishna. Purport. This verse reveals the absolute nature of Vaikuntha. There is no difference between the birds there and the human residents. The situation in the spiritual sky is that everything is spiritual and variegated. Spiritual variegatedness means that everything is animate. In the spiritual world, everything is living. There is nothing inanimate in Vaikuntha. Even the trees, the ground, Chantaras, the plants, the flowers, the birds, the beasts are all on the level of Krishna consciousness. They are all on the level of Krishna Prem. The special feature of Vaikuntha Lok is that Prabhupada repeats, there is no question of sense gratification. Prabhupada is hammering this point. In Vaikuntha, there is no question of sense gratification. See, when I first came to Krishna consciousness, if somebody was asking me, so you want to go to Golok Vrindavan so that you can eat rasgullas, you don't have to worry about diabetes, you just want to enjoy in Vaikuntha. So basically, you are no better than a karmi, because karmi wants to enjoy sense gratification in this world, and you want to enjoy sense gratification in Golok Vrindavan. In fact, you are worse than the karmis because karmis want to enjoy sense gratification in this lifetime and you want to enjoy it eternally. ऐसा बोले थे मेरे को. Someone said that to me. So the answer is, we don't want to go to Goloka Vrindavan or Vaikuntha for sense gratification. We want to serve Krishna, whether in this world or in that world. न धनम न जनम न सुंदरिम कविताम वा जगदीश कामये मम जन्मनि जन्मनीश्वरे. Mahaprabhu is saying we are willing to take many, many births. Mama janmani janmanishware bhavatat bhakti rahetu kitvai. A devotee doesn't even want Vaikuntha. Na yoga siddhir na mamastu moksho Vaikuntha loke pina parshadatvam. Prema pinasya aditi chetaram tu mamastu vrindavana eva vasa. Who said this? Yes, Shama Kishori Mataji. Yes, Shama Vallavi Mataji.
Prabhuji Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur.
Jai Ho. Very nice. Thank you, Shama Vallavi Mataji. Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur. In which Ashtakam, Mataji?
Vrindavan Ashtakam.
Yes. It is said that anybody who recites this Vrindavan Ashtakam will get eternal Vrajvas. So you want to sing this Ashtakam, Mataji? You want Vrajvas?
Yoga siddhir namamastu moksho Vaikunta loke pinapashadatvam prema piyatsyaaditi chetaram tu mamastu vrindavana eva vasaha.
Very good, very good. Thank you, thank you. Very beautiful this Ashtakam is. So, a devotee does not even want Vaikuntha. Vaikuntha loke pina parshad. I don't want to become a Hari Parshad, Parshad of Lord Vishnu in Vaikuntha also. Mamastu Vrindavana eva vasa. I just want Brajvas. The principle of devotional service, beginning with, so why do you want to go to Vaikuntha? Why do you want to go to Golok Vrindavan? Tell me the answer. As students of Bhakti Vaibhava, if someone asks us, why you want to go to Vaikuntha? Why you want to go to Golok Vrindavan? What is the answer? Yes, Shamchandra Prabhu.
Hare Krishna Prabhu, Dandavat Pranam. Pardon for my sore throat.
Hare Krishna.
So basically, we want to be eternally associated with the Lord. We want to eternally serve the Lord. And as eternal beings, we want to be reconnected to something that is eternity. We don't want to be associated with anything that is temporary and false, because there's nothing that gives us happiness here. So we want to be constantly in the company of the Lord. So that way we get an opportunity to serve the Lord all the time. So that is our objective. That is our goal.
Superb. In this material world, there will be impediments to our service to Krishna. But in a spiritual body, in the spiritual world, there is no limit to how much we can serve. There is no impediment to how much we can serve Krishna. For example, in this material world, we may get a sore throat. Shamchandra Prabhu has a sore throat. So one may not be able to sing. If Shamchandra Prabhu is invited to Krishna Balram Mandir, you sing Gopi Geet tonight. Shamchandra will say, can I sing after 2-3 days? I have got sore throat. In this material world, there are impediments. But imagine if we have a spiritual body, there is no impediment to Krishna Seva. This is a beautiful point that Shamchandra Prabhu said. This is why back to Godhead. Not that we want to go to back to Godhead for sense gratification. Prabhupada is hammering this point. The special feature of Vaikuntha Lok is that there is no question of sense gratification. We don't want to go there for sense gratification and enjoyment. We want to go there because we can serve our beloved Radha Krishna eternally without any impediment of Janma, Mrityu, Jara, Vyadhi. Whereas in this world we fall sick, Vyadhi. In this world we grow old, Jara. In this world we die. And there is an interruption to our service due to physical difficulties, physical impediments. But in the spiritual world, there is no impediment. Here, hurricane Helene will come and all the shops will be closed and I cannot buy flowers for my deities. This will never happen in Vaikuntha. Haribol. No hurricane in Vaikuntha. Okay. Shama Vallavi Mataji wants to say something more. Why she wants to go to Golok Vrindavan from Chennai.
No,
Chennai to
Prabhuji,
Chintamani Dham.
no, Prabhuji, I remember this Anantacharya stories. He was serving Balaji and the snake bit him, and Balaji will tell why you should take some treatment. So he told, if I don't die, I will be serving you here, and if I die, I will come to Vaikuntha and be serving you.
So beautiful. So beautiful. Yes. What an amazing example. Thank you, Mataji. Very beautiful. Maro bhi rakho bhi jo ichha tohar, nitya dasa prati tuva adhikar. The principle of last sentence of the purport 18. The principles of devotional service, beginning with Shravanam Kirtanam, hearing and chanting, are very prominent in Vaikuntha world. Golokera Premadhan, Harinam Sankirtan. Text 19. Mandara Kunda Kurabot Champakarana Punnaga Naga Bakulambuja Parijata Gandherchite Tulasika Bharanena Tasya Yasmimstapa Sumanaso Bahumanayanti. Although the flowering plants like the Mandar, Kunda, Kurabak, Utpala, Champaka, Arana, Punnaga, Nagakeshara, Bakula, Lily, and Parijat are full of transcendental fragrance, they are still conscious of the austerities performed by Srimati Tulsi Maharani. For Tulsi is given special preference by the Lord, who garlands himself with Tulsi leaves. Tvam kirtyase satvata tantra vidbhir leela vidhana kila Krishna shakti tavaiva murtis tulasi nriloke vrinde namaste charanarvindam. Tvam kirtyase satvata tantra vidbhir. The Sattva Tantra, the Bhakti Shastras are glorifying you profusely that you are Krishna's Leela Shakti of Vrinda Devi. Tulsi Maharani is offered obeisances by all the other plants and flowers in Vaikuntha because they know how spiritually advanced Tulsi Maharani is. Purport. Srila Prabhupada writes, the importance of Tulsi leaves is very clearly mentioned here. Tulsi plants and their leaves are very important in devotional service. Devotees are recommended to water the Tulsi tree, Tulsi plant every day and collect the leaves to worship the Lord. The most important, next paragraph, the most important thing about the spiritual world is that there is no envy among the devotees there. Isn't that an important point? Everybody should note down. The most important thing about the spiritual world is that there is no envy among the devotees there. A hallmark of the material world is envy. What is envy? Envy means when we dislike the fact that other person has something that we want. We want it, but they have it. We are envious. Das 1 and Das 2 both are speakers of Harikatha. Das 1 gets more applause, more following, more appreciation for his class. Das 2 gets less. Das 2 gets envious of Das 1. Why? Why? Yes, Bhagavati Vasudha Mataji.
That is envy, Prabhuji, because
Why?
That is material contamination that I want to be the best. I want to puja.
See, speaker one of Harikatha got more appreciation, more glorification. Speaker two got envious because he wants that. He wants that success, which the other one is getting. Are, why not me? So there is envy. So envy means we are not happy that others are getting something that we want. It is born out of selfishness. It is born out of insecurity. It is born out of ill will. Where there is friendship, where there is love, there is no envy. Where there is selfishness, where there is greed, where there is unhealthy competitiveness, there is envy. In the material world, there is envy everywhere on different levels. Sometimes two brothers can be envious of each other. Sometimes two friends can be envious of each other. Envy is there in many ways. But in Vaikuntha, there is absolutely no envy. Absolutely no envy in Vaikuntha. Srila Prabhupada says, I repeat, the most important thing about the spiritual world is that there is no envy among the devotees there. This is true even among the flowers, which are all conscious. Remember, everything is conscious. Murtiman in the spiritual world. Or conscious of the greatness of Tulsi. They know Tulsi's greatness. So when we know that someone is more empowered than us, someone is more successful than us, we should acknowledge it happily. We should happily acknowledge that. In the Vaikuntha world, entered by the four Kumaras, even the birds and flowers are conscious of service to the Lord. And they are bowing down to Tulsi Maharani because they know all these flowers. They know that Tulsi is more advanced devotee than all of us. When Srimad Bhagavatam was spoken, Srila Vyasadeva is sitting, Shripad Narad Muni is sitting, Angira Muni is sitting, Durvasa Muni is sitting, Vashishta Muni is there, Vishwamitra Muni is there, everybody is there. And why they are giving a young boy the opportunity to speak Srimad Bhagavatam? Because he was more qualified. Simple reason. He was spiritually very advanced. So that we should do. Just because someone is young in age doesn't mean that we look down upon them. In this lifetime, he may be younger in age, but have you seen the bhajan that devotee has done in the previous lifetime? If you knew, then maybe you will not think like that. Correct? Okay. Yes, Amrita Gaurangi Mataji.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji, please accept my humble obeisances always to Srila Prabhupada. Prabhuji, this reminds me of the question that we prepared for the exam, where Maitreya Muni was asked to speak as opposed to, when Vidura approached, I'm forgetting the name of Krishna's cousin, Prabhu, I'm very unfortunate.
Oh.
Uddhava, sorry. So when Uddhava was asked by Vidura to speak, he guides him to Maitreya Muni, and there we learned that Maryada Vyatikrama should not be performed. So how is it applicable now, Prabhu? You brought up the example of how Shukdev Goswami was preferred over all the other reverend gurus. So how do you apply that here, Prabhu?
Shukdev Goswami, because he is directly the personal parrot of Srimati Radharani, as mentioned in the commentaries to the Shastra. Srila Gaur Govind Maharaj writes that Shri is Radharani. Shri Shuka means Radharani's parrot, Shukdev Goswami. He became Goswami, the parrot. And Srila Baldev Vidyabhushan has written that story also, where Shukdev Goswami was a parrot who was sitting and hearing the recitation of Srimad Bhagavatam from Lord Shiva as he was telling Mother Parvati. And then when Shivji found out, he chased, and Shukdev Goswami flew and he went to the place where Srila Vyasdev was speaking Bhagavatam to his wife. And his wife yawned and he entered the mouth and entered. Then he became Shukdev Goswami. So this parrot, Shuka, is Radharani's parrot, who had seen the loving exchanges between Radha and Krishna. He had seen the Vrindavan life. He had seen Radharani's pangs of separation from Krishna. He had heard the Gopi Geet. He had heard the Brahmar Geet, Yugal Geet, Venu Geet, Vira Geet, Pranay Geet. He had heard all that. He was eyewitness. Whereas others, Narad Muni, Vyasdev, they were not eyewitnesses. So in the Leela, he is born as the son of Vyasdev. In the Leela, he had to be attracted by Barha Pidam Natavarvapu verse. In the Leela, he had to be attracted by Aho Bhaktiyam Sthana Kalakutam verse. But that is a Leela. Like Panchajanya Shankha being given to Krishna, or Kaustubh Mani being given to Krishna by the Nagapatnis. It's a Leela. Kaustubh Mani belongs to Krishna eternally. Panchajanya Shankha belongs to Krishna eternally. So similarly, Shukdev Goswami got education from Vyasdev, but actually Shukdev Goswami is a Brajvasi. Therefore, Shri Shankar Bhagwan, Shri Mahadev, he wrote, Kashi Vishwanath Mahadev wrote, Shuko Vetti, Aham Vedmi Shuko Vetti, Vyaso Vetti na Vetti va. Bhaktya Bhagavatam Grahyam na Budhaya na Chatikaya. Very famous verse mentioned in Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita. Aham Vedmi. Gopishwar Mahadev is saying, I know Bhagavatam. Aham Vedmi. Shuko Vetti. Shukdev Goswami knows Bhagavatam. He is also Brajvasi. Vyas. Sitting in the Himalayan forests, I don't know. Vyaso Vetti na Vetti va. Before meeting Narad Muni, no, doesn't know. But after meeting Narad Muni, who is Naradiya Gopi, yes, then he knows. Vyaso Vetti na Vetti va. Bhaktya Bhagavatam Grahyam na Budhaya na Chatikaya. You cannot understand Bhagavatam by your buddhi and by reading different tikas. No. Bhaktya Bhagavatam Grahyam. Bhagavatam can be understood only by devotion, bhakti. So, Shukdev Goswami, being the parrot of Radharani, he was most qualified. Amrita Gauranga. Nobody else was as qualified as Shukdev Goswami because he is the personal parrot of Radharani who heard it, Bhagavatam from Srimati Radharani. And that Radharani will come as Gadadhar Pandit in Gaur Leela, and that Shukdev Goswami will come as Shripad Vallabhacharya. And if you read the Antya Leela of Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita, who does Shripad Vallabhacharya take Diksha from? Gadadhar Pandit. That is therefore one cannot understand Bhagavatam without Chaitanya Charitamrita. It's not possible. At least the understanding of Bhagavatam will not be complete. So many missing pieces will be there. But Radharani comes as Gadadhar Pandit, Shukdev Goswami comes as Shripad Vallabhacharya, and in Antya Leela, Shripad Vallabhacharya takes Diksha from Shri Gadadhar Pandit. So because Shukdev Goswami is directly the disciple of Radharani, he was most qualified. Who can be more qualified? Vasishtha Muni doesn't have that fortune. Vishwamitra Muni doesn't have, Durvasa Muni doesn't have that fortune. So even Vyasdev, Narad Muni don't have that fortune. So they bowed down to Shukdev Goswami. As far as the example that you are quoting is concerned, Mataji, Uddhav had a mission given by Krishna. He was headed to Badrik Ashram to give his association to Naranarayan Rishi and other rishis there, and a message also from Krishna. And Vidur needed all to hear Bhagavatam. Maitreya Muni, on the other hand, was older, he had lesser time, and he had received the same knowledge from Krishna, same time that Uddhav had. So Uddhav had to go there. Here is a senior Vaishnava. So Uddhav, following the etiquette, following the Maryada Palan hai sadhura bhushan, he gave the disciple Vidur to Sri Maitreya Muni, and Maitreya Muni accepted. So the Shishtachar, the proper Vaishnava behavior is that a junior devotee gives to the senior devotee. The senior devotee may accept it, or sometimes the senior devotee may say to the junior, no, you do it. You see? So it was good on Uddhav's part to hand over Vidur to Maitreya Muni, who was senior in age, and also because Uddhav had another service to do, which could not be delayed. And Maitreya Muni accepted in this instance. Whereas in the case of Shukdev Goswami, they were all there, and when Narad Muni, Vyasdev, everybody was there. But when Shukdev Goswami came, they saw his effulgence, they saw his brahmacharya, they saw his stage, they saw how qualified he was to speak Srimad Bhagavatam, and they all offered him the Vyaspit that you speak. And Shukdev Goswami accepted because seniors were ordering him to speak like that. So does that help you reconcile?
Yes, Prabhu, I'm sorry if I got this question. It's a wrong thing to get such questions in my mind, but please forgive me.
No,
But
it's a very good question.
okay. Thank you, Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
It evoked remembrance of so many nice characters from our Shastra, so many nice verses and pastimes. So it was a very nice question.
Thank you, Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. You remember, no, Uddhav had a mission. He was to go there. He could not have sat and given Bhagavatam class. Okay. So we come to this verse number 20, correct? 20, na? 20? Okay. Yat sankulam haripadanatimatra-drishtair-vaiduryamarakata hemamayair vimanaihi. Again, viman word comes, airplane. Yesham brihat katitata smitashobhimukhya krishnat Krishnatmanam narajadadur utsma yadyaihi. The inhabitants of Vaikuntha travel in their airplanes made of lapis lazuli. Bhagavati Vasudha Mataji, please research what is lapis lazuli and tell us in few minutes. The airplanes are made up of lapis lazuli. Sounds like some Italian dish. Hare Krishna, my conditioned mind. They are made of lapis lazuli, emerald and gold. Although crowded by their consorts who have large hips and beautiful smiling faces. What is the word for smile? Smita Shobhi Mukhya. It's beautiful smiling faces. Smita means smile. Shobhi means very beautiful. Mukha means face. They have Smita Shobhi Mukhya. Beautiful smiling faces. They cannot be stimulated to passion by their mirth and beautiful charms. So, the people in Vaikuntha are not attracted like that to the opposite sex. Purport. In the material world, opulences are achieved by materialistic persons by dint of their labor. Correct? We work hard and we earn hard. One cannot enjoy material prosperity unless he works very hard to achieve it. All of us have experience of this. To earn money, we all have to work hard. But the devotees of Lord Krishna, who are residents of Vaikuntha, have the opportunity to enjoy a transcendental situation of jewels and emeralds. Ornaments made of gold bedecked with jewels are achieved not by working hard, but by the benediction of the Lord. Here, self-made, hard work. There, Krishna gives. In other words, devotees in Vaikuntha Lok or even in this material world cannot be poverty-stricken as is sometimes supposed. Okay, I want you all to explain this to me. In other words, listen carefully, devotees in Vaikuntha Lok cannot be poverty-stricken. Prabhupada says, and even devotees in this material world cannot be poverty-stricken. How would you explain this? This time, really, yes, Shama Kishori Mataji. You raised your hand.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Is it because even if we work hard, finally the results are given by the benediction of Krishna? So without his blessings, in spite of our hard work, we may not achieve results. So if someone is poverty stricken even in the material world, I mean, yes, it is related to their karmas, but finally, Paramatma is the permitter.
Okay, we can take that, yes. Shamchandra Prabhu and then Amrit Gaurangi Mataji. How can Prabhupada say that devotees in the material world also are not stricken by poverty when we see so many devotees who are financially impoverished?
So my understanding, Prabhu, is that now in the spiritual world, of course, they are not poverty stricken because they are with Krishna
Chintamani
and
Dham.
in Tavanidham, and they are seeing everything opulent in front of them. And in the material world, they cannot be poverty stricken because they are with Krishna. They are all the time thinking about Krishna because they are devotees. So when you think of Krishna as a creator of everything, spiritual and material, so where is the question of poverty? So that's my understanding, Prabhu.
They have the wealth of Krishna consciousness.
Yeah, correct.
Prem Dhan. Okay, that's a good answer also. Both answers were good. Okay, Amrit Gaurangi Mataji.
Prabhuji, in similar lines, so Sudama was never poverty stricken, though he was in poverty, because he was always enriched, or he was always feeling the presence of Krishna and he was accepting the grace. So something similar to what Prabhuji said, Prabhu.
Okay, good. Good example of Sudama, Vipra. Yes, Shamchandra Prabhu, you want to say something? Add something?
No. I think by mistake I raised my hand again.
And one more
I-
point. Prabhu,
Yes, yes, Amrit Gaurangi.
Prabhu, again, while preparing for the exam, Prabhupada says that poverty is not because of lack of resources, but because of greed and because one accepts or all the resources without offering to Krishna. So, devotee does not experience poverty even in among limited resources because they are always mindful and offering the little resources they have also to Krishna. So that's
Yeah, Prabhupada used to
Prabhu,
use envelopes that came to him, used to use them to write notes or do something, not waste them. Yes, Shamchandra.
one analogy I remembered. So in the material world, when we, as devotees, for example, if a common man was to think that he is the son of the great Bill Gates, then he feels completely secure, even though he might be lost somewhere, and then somebody picks him up and says, "Oh, you are the son of this great man." Then automatically he's connected to the richness of that man also. So similarly, here as devotees, when we realize that we are the son of the original father, then there is no poverty. Again, in that sense also we can interpret this. So he has got all the riches with him, and we are his sons. Prabhu, you're on mute now.
Yes, that's a good answer, Prabhuji. That relationship is there as a father with Krishna. And Krishna is owner of everything. So there cannot be poverty. Good point. Shama Vallavi Mataji.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Prabhuji, I remember Kolavich Sridhara. When in Mahaprakash Leela, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says, I will make you Indra. But he says, no, I want to be like this. You have to come daily and talk with me. And also the devotee is always satisfied with Krishna. His heart is full with Krishna, and so they don't want anything other than Krishna. So, and another point I forgot, Prabhuji. Remember this
It's a
Kolavich.
very good point, because like originally Shamchandra Prabhu said that devotees, they only want Krishna and they have Krishna. Poverty means a dearth of something that we want but we don't have. है ना? Poverty is felt when you want something and you don't have. You want money, you don't have. You want house, you don't have. You want a job, you don't have. Then you experience the poverty. नहीं है मेरे पास. I don't have this. But a devotee wants only Krishna and the devotee has Krishna. So the devotee doesn't feel any poverty. All of you gave good answers and you spoke from the spiritual point of view. Can you speak from a mundane point of view now? Mundane point of view, a devotee of Krishna is not poverty stricken. Yes, Bhagavati Vasudha Mataji.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Dandasana. Prabhuji, if in the material world, if a devotee externally looks to be poverty stricken, that is actually taking him closer to Krishna. So it is not actually poverty stricken. He understands it is to go to near Krishna, so he is satisfied in the heart.
True, true. But let me tell you something from a mundane point of view. Okay? Mundane example. Srila Prabhupada went to America with how many rupees? 40 rupees. Just now we are talking business, just mundane. Because here we are talking about jewels, ornaments, ornaments made of gold, bedecked with jewels, are available in Vaikuntha. Prabhupada says devotee in the material world also cannot be poverty stricken. Prabhupada simply followed the orders of his spiritual master, Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur Prabhupada, the Parampara, Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And just from a strictly material point of view, was Prabhupada poverty stricken? He had crores of rupees, from 40 rupees to crores of rupees. At a age 70 to 81, the age when people retire and live off their savings, Prabhupada was earning. Ever heard of a 70-year-old person who goes from 40 rupees to crores of rupees? Okay. Srila Jayapataka Swami Maharaj. Milwaukee to Mayapur. Can a materialistic person live in such a big, huge temple with so many loving children who will put on the shoes for Maharaj, push the wheelchair, take care of Maharaj, every bodily need? Is it possible? Have you heard of any industrialist who has 18 huge temples, bungalows in Delhi? Srila Gopal Krishna Goswami Maharaj gave up his career in Canada. In those days, such a promising career for someone educated in the Western countries. So many facilities available for sense gratification. Gives up everything, surrenders to Prabhupada, lives a life of hardship and tapasya, becomes a sannyasi. And was Maharaj in poverty? Even prime ministers, they knew him personally. Presidents and prime ministers. Just strictly, we are talking material, okay? We are not talking anything spiritual. Just materially, a person who surrenders to Krishna, does he, for lack of money, starve to death? Doesn't Krishna do yogakshemam vahamyaham? Isn't it? We see practical example. So many examples can be given. Take the example of Shripad Indra Prabhu. He left everything, went to Vrindavan. And he was living so comfortably in Krishna Balaram Mandir. He was having his room, which he decorated like Golok Vrindavan so nicely. He would sit on the nice marble floor and do kirtan. Yes, initially there was struggle. Every sadhak has struggle. All these acharyas we're talking about, they had their struggles. But that struggle is a labor of love, as we have discussed in previous Bhakti Vaibhava classes. Remember, labor of love, burden of love. Prabhupada writes in the first canto, burden of love. So this burden of love, they carried. And then Srimad Indra Prabhu was very comfortable. There were so many dozens and dozens of boys who were willing to do anything for Indra Prabhu. They loved him like anything. You can see Amal Harinam Prabhu's Dubai Kirtan video where he's reading from Kirtan Revolution book about Indra Prabhu in 2023, last year's Dubai Kirtan Mela. How he breaks down. Have you seen how Amal Harinam Prabhu breaks down while reading about Indra Prabhu? It's so touching. So touching. So, if we become a devotee of Krishna, we will lack nothing spiritually and even materially. Did His Holiness Kadamba Kanan Maharaj have to worry? Who is going to give me treatment for my colon cancer? Line lagi thi devotees ki. There was devotees waiting to serve him at every point. Did Srila Bhakti Tirtha Swami Maharaj have to worry? Did His Holiness Sridhar Swami Maharaj have to worry? We see in the history. Krishna takes care. Yogakshemam Vahamyam. So that was what all of you said was true. I am saying strictly from the material point of view also. Yes, Shamchandra Prabhu, you want to say something?
Yeah, Prabhu, I was just wondering from strictly material point of view, excuse me, there are so many examples where there are rags to riches story, but they are not spiritually, connected at all. Whether it is Dhirubhai Ambani in the early days or this Ashwin Choksi of Asian Paints in the early days, who used to sell in bicycle, or whether it is Lulu's owner who was, a worker somewhere. So they were not spiritually connected, but it's a rags to riches story. And there are so many such cases. So unless we bring in the element of spirituality,
No, my point was, Prabhuji, if someone outside of Krishna consciousness says that why I should get into bhakti, why I should get into Krishna consciousness, what will happen to me materially? So for such people, I'm giving example that even strictly from a material point of view, by taking shelter of Krishna, by performing Krishna consciousness, devotional service, you will not be a loser. It's not that Krishna is going to leave you like that high and dry. That is the point I'm trying to bring out.
Yeah, but see, but in the mundane world, hardworking people, they have risen from grassroots level. They have gone up to high scales without being connected to Krishna consciousness also.
Yeah.
So when we say that Krishna consciousness will, ensure that you are taken care of in a material way also, then they may give these examples of such people who are not Krishna conscious, and yet they are materially well off from where they were at the beginning of the career.
But they are only materially well off. They are not spiritually well off. Whereas a person who takes to Krishna consciousness gets material and spiritual wealth. Both. There they are getting only material wealth. They don't have spiritual wealth. So they will enjoy in this world, but what about the next world? Whereas a devotee of Krishna is a winner in this world and in the next world. So win-win. They are win-lose. They are maybe win and lose. Maybe win in this world, definitely lose in the next world. A devotee is win-win in both the worlds. So that is the point. That's what Prabhupada is saying. That, see, if you read carefully, Prabhupada is talking about the material opulence or the opulence that appears to be material in the spiritual world. Then he says, in other words, devotees in Vaikuntha world or even in this material world cannot be poverty stricken. So we have to understand it from both the points of view. All of you spoke from a spiritual point of view, which is true, which is the main point, that because material world is fickle and getting material wealth is not the aim of Krishna consciousness. But we see that bhakti has some side effects, and these are glaring examples. All the examples that we enumerated, Srila Prabhupada's example, Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Sar Thakur Prabhupada example, Srila Jayapadaka Swami Maharaj, Srila Gopal Krishna Goswami Maharaj, Srila Bhakti Tirtha Maharaj, Srila Kadamba Kanand Swami Maharaj. So many examples are there. That devotees are taken care of even materially. It is not that if you take to Krishna consciousness, you will materially be left high and dry by Krishna. Krishna is Lakshmipati. If he wants, he can provide for the devotees. And Prabhupada says no, that Krishna is providing even to the elephants in the African forests. Why he cannot provide for his devotees? So that is the point. Yes, Shama Kishori Mataji.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. My apologies. This may be a little inappropriate, but I remember we had discussed in some prior class that sometimes, there could be situations where the elderly, especially elderly Srila Prabhupada disciples, they have given their whole life to Krishna consciousness and they don't have any money or savings now in their old age. And they don't have appropriate facilities or, medical insurance and things like that. And I think you were trying to do something for them, if I remember correctly, trying
Yes.
to.
Yes.
So, Prabhuji, if we have such examples, then that is kind of going against what is written in this line, that they cannot be poverty stricken materially. So then how come why they have not been taken care of by Krishna materially?
See, it is not always in this world, in this material world. It is the always cannot apply in the material world. Things just are not wired like that in the material world. For example, Srila Prabhupada entered Nitya Leela in Kartik month in Vrindavan Dham. So now if we set this standard, that this is the standard now, every pure devotee in ISKCON should leave their body in Vrindavan only, with devotees surrounding them, with Harinam, Sankirtan, on some holy tithi or in the holy month of Kartik. But that is not possible always. Krishna teaches us in different ways. These examples that we discussed, and there are many more examples like that, where materially devotees were taken care of. These examples give us assurance that Krishna takes care of his devotees spiritually and materially, both. Now, these examples that you're giving, that you're telling, it's true that more needs to be done. It's not that these devotees, Prabhupada disciples in their old age, they have nothing. So they gave best years of their life to Srila Prabhupada when they should have been in university and going up the corporate ladder in their careers. They gave those best years to work full time for Srila Prabhupada. As a result, their social security is bare minimum. Some get 1,100, some get $1,200 a month social security because they never really had stable jobs where they contributed towards their social security. So their income is meager, but it's not that they are completely high and dry and they are not getting any facilities. So much is done. Like today we got email for Sadhu Sangha. How much are those? It is $350 registration. How much will Prabhupada disciples pay?
Zero.
Zero. So hai na facilities. And anytime any Prabhupada disciple, even we, when we were discussing that, we are discussing because we are caring. We care. And at least these discussions are happening where we identify that there are Prabhupada disciples who need care and care is given. Even here in Atlanta, we saw Prabhupada disciples when they left their body. Charu Deshna Prabhu left his body last year. So devotees were caring for him. So Krishna arranged for devotees to care for them. So in my experience, always there are devotees who will take care. And there are many more examples that are coming to my mind. Think of any of these examples of devotees who have departed. They have had very good caretakers. If you just think one by one, they have had good caretakers. They have had devotees who really love them. When His Holiness Srila Bhakti Swami Maharaj entered Nitya Leela, devotees were so enthusiastic to do some service for Maharaj. Actually, during the COVID pandemic, because that happened in the first wave of the COVID pandemic, it was practically impossible to take a devotee back to India for Samadhi. They were not allowing. But for Srila Bhakti Maharaj, how much Vedasar Prabhu and other devotees, Pran Govind Prabhu and all, they did so much and moved mountains, and they made sure that Srila Bhakti Maharaj was returned to Sri Mayapur Dham and he could have his Samadhi next to Srila Prabhupada there in the holy land of Mayapur, Navadvip Dham. So even our Gunagrahi Maharaj, His Holiness Gunagrahi Maharaj, you saw his departure in Vrindavan in the hospice. His Holiness Gunagrahi Maharaj, he did a lot of preaching in South America. Such a glorious departure. Bibi Govind Maharaj, His Holiness Bibi Govind Maharaj was doing kirtan, and so many devotees were doing kirtan and praying, and he left his body in perfect Krishna consciousness. So again and again and again and again, we see examples that Krishna takes care of his devotees, even materially. Not that the devotee wants material care, but whatever the devotee wants, Krishna is always there to take care. My point is, by taking to Krishna consciousness, it is not that we will lose in any sphere of life. That is the point Prabhupada and I are trying to make here. That by taking to Krishna consciousness, we are not the losers in any sphere of life. Krishna always takes care of his devotees. Yogakshema Mahamyam. Ananyas Chintayantu Mam. That should be there. Ananyas Chintayantu Mam. Ye jana paryupasate. Tesham Nitya Bhaktanam Yogakshemam Mahamyam. The care that Hayagriv Prabhu got in New Vrindavan in his last days, when he was leaving his body from terminal disease, that even a millionaire will not get. Just the other day, I was taking care of a very big millionaire. She was the wife of a CEO of a big company here in Atlanta. They donated a huge amount of money to one of the big philanthropic projects in Atlanta. And that lady she got heart failure. She's very old and frail. And her son is a multimillionaire. So she and her husband, both of them are struggling with their life, with every little thing. They have a lot of money. The son loves them. But it's just day-to-day struggles, like getting the medicine from the pharmacy. When I discharged her, I said, who's going to take you home? My husband will drive. And looking at the husband, I was worried. Can he drive safely, or both of you will have a car wreck? When they went to the pharmacy, the medicine was not there in the pharmacy. So they called me from there that this medicine is not available in this pharmacy. And then they were tired and she was having pain. I was thinking millions of dollars in their pocket. But still, material energy knows exactly how to trouble them. But on the other hand, I see devotees, they are simpler in their lifestyle, and somehow Krishna always arranges for them to be taken care of. What is necessary, what needs to be done. In my experience, so many years I have seen, Krishna always takes care of his devotees. That is the point I was trying to make, Mataji. Both materially and spiritually.
So, Prabhuji, even if apparently it may seem like they are not being taken care of materially, we should have that faith that Krishna will definitely is taking care of them.
Yes, Mataji. Krishna will take care. Or if materially we are seeing that nothing is happening, then Krishna has specially arranged it for them like that to burn off their remaining karma and take them back to Godhead.
Thank you, Prabhuji. I didn't mean any
No.
disrespect for Krishna or but I
I know.
just had this doubt.
I know. Your
Thank you.
intentions were very nice, but you understand now that even the Prabhupada disciples who may not be very well off, there are so many facilities for them and so many devotees care, and sometimes they need money. If just a GoFundMe or people just
Yes.
put a word, then devotees just generously come forward and help. So that is
Yes.
also Krishna reciprocating with them.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna. Yes, Anandmay Krishna Prabhu and then Bhagavati Vasudha Mataji.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. If I may also contribute something.
Yes, Prabhu.
Prabhu, my Guru Maharaj, His Grace Khatu Prabhuji, Shriman Khatu Das Adhikari, and his good wife, Guru Ma, they were, once at our place talking to one of the devotees, and the devotee had asked them questions about how Krishna has taken care of them, and I don't remember the exact question, but what they exactly said is, Guru Maharaj is a Grahastha, so he has 3 daughters, Prabhuji. And these were days when they had gotten initiated just recently in 1977. And by Prabhupada's instructions, my Guru Maharaj had left his well-to-do home setup, a good job, and just burnt his certificates, etc., and just left the job the next day. So there was a sense of worry in my Guru Maharaj's mind at how would things work out and so on. But Guru Maharaj was saying Krishna took care of them at every step. He said that Anandmay Krishna, I have lived below poverty line in New Vrindavan. Those days, Prabhu, there was nothing in New Vrindavan practically. In a hut they have lived, and Krishna has taken care of them at that point. When the daughters came of age, they had to be married, and Krishna took care of them. They were very well educated. Things went just fine. One of the daughters, when they had to get married, suddenly in mail comes a check, which when he was, working and doing his job, he had maybe taken a insurance policy, and just 5 or 10 days before his daughter's marriage, that check came to there like a, surprise, and they used it for whatever. So he was just explaining in every which way Krishna, wherever they went, however they lived, wherever they lived, Prabhu, Krishna took care of them, themselves, the daughters, and they had a good life. But he said that there has to believe avashya rakshibhe Krishna. There is no doubt in their minds, or he said that never should one feel that you will not be taken care by Krishna.
Yeah.
So many such examples. It's difficult to elaborate a lot right now in this call in a few minutes, but it was very nice question and answer Guru Maharaj and one of the devotees exchanged, and he was saying that never will there be any doubt, but you have to have complete faith, and Krishna will certainly take care of you. He said, I surrendered everything, whatever. I had a job, they left the home. He didn't worry about a penny, and things just slowly they moved in the temple from Toronto to Vancouver, Vancouver to Baroda, Delhi, and then he became a guru and so on and so forth. But everywhere, just there was never a worry. Krishna always took care of them.
And see, even now, so Guru Maharaj sacrificed so much. Shripad Kridadas Ji Maharaj, he sacrificed so much. And even today, if you see, Maharaj is taken care of so nicely. Even today, isn't it?
Yes, Prabhuji. Yes.
So this is a recurrent theme, but the point that you made, Prabhuji, is very important, that we should have faith that
Yes, yes.
Yogakshamam Bhavam. Krishna says that Goptritve Varan, Krishna is the maintainer. This we should have faith. I'll tell you one story about this, Prabhuji. In Prayag, there is the Triveni Sangam, and there is Ganga, Jamuna. Saraswati is not visible, but Ganga, Jamuna are there. So we know in our Shastra it is said that anybody who takes bath in Ganga is completely purified of sins. So once Mother Parvati asked Lord Shiva that so many people come and take bath in Ganga to purify their sins, because Shastra says that anybody who takes bath in Ganga is purified or absolved of all sins. But do these people really get washed off of all their sins? So Shivaji said, let me show you something. And he creates a pit there on the road. The people are going to Ganga to take bath, and they are coming out, exiting this way. So on the exit path, Shivaji creates a pit, a hole in the ground, takes the form of an old Brahman, and falls inside that pit, crying for help. Help me, I have fallen in the ditch. Help me, give me your helping hand. And he tells Mother Parvati to become an old woman, his wife, and beg people for help. Now people are taking Ganga Snan and they are coming that way. And they come, they see this old Baba fallen in the well. His wife is crying for help. So they say, वो क्या हुआ मैया, क्या हुआ? Baba गिर गए नीचे. Husband has fallen down. They look in the pit. Arey, old man, he has fallen in the ditch. He's saying, give me your helping hand, give me your helping hand. I am a Brahman, old Brahman, help me. So one man gives the helping hand. The Baba says, there's only one condition. I am a very pure Brahman. If anybody who has committed any sins, if you have any sin on your head and you touch me, you will die. So, I'm not going to give you my helping hand. Man goes away. Another man comes, gives helping hand. He says, if you have committed any sin, don't touch me. That is the only condition. Otherwise, you will die, because I am a very pure Brahman. So again, he also, I don't want to take a risk. I'm going. So many people come and they go like that. Nobody's giving him a helping hand. So then one man comes, young boy, and he gives helping hand, says, if you have committed any sin, don't touch me, otherwise you will die. The old man says. The young man says, Are Baba, what are you saying? I just took Ganga Snan. I just did Ganga Snan. I have not committed any sin since then. I'm just coming there after taking Ganga bath. I'm completely sinless. Anybody who takes bath in Ganga, all the sins are gone. So I'm completely sinless. No fear. Give me your hand. I will pull you out. Shivaji told Mother Parvati, his sins are washed because he has faith. Because he has faith, his sins are washed. Other people took bath, but they had no faith. So it will work best when we have faith. Without faith also it will have effect, but not full effect. Full potency will be seen when we have full faith. So this full faith should be there. Goptritve Varan. Krishna is my maintainer. Yogakshemam Vahamyam. Krishna will take care of me in all spheres of life, materially and spiritually. And so many examples are there before us. Why we should have a doubt? We can never be a loser by taking to Krishna consciousness. So I just wanted to tell that story. Hare Krishna. And last point, Bhagavati Vasudha Mataji. Then we'll stop. It's very late.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, you asked for the meaning lapis lazuli. It is a semi-precious stone valued for its color, deep blue color, Prabhuji. I just wanted to tell that. And same like even Prabhupada, when that matchless gift was started, when there was no money for paying rent, actually the money came somewhere from outside flying and it fell, and it was exactly the amount they wanted.
Yes. Even Ladini Mataji in Detroit, or was it Chicago? One of those temples. Ladini Mataji, in her biography, Legacy of Love, story is there. They had $400 rent for their center. It was center they had rented out. $400 per month rent was there, and it was the first of the month they had to pay. They had no money. Ladini Mataji went on book distribution. She gave a book to somebody. He was wearing suit and tie. He just handed her an envelope, and she opened it, exact $400. She came and gave the temple president, Bhagwan Prabhu. Here is the monthly rent. I just got it. Krishna arranged. There are thousands of such examples. So many times. Who knows the name of the sannyasi who took sannyas with Prabhupada? Famous photo. Sannyas Guru Srila Bhakti Pragyan Keshav Maharaj sitting in the center. Prabhupada just standing here. And who is the other sannyasi? Who knows? Don't Google. I think it is Srila Muni Maharaj. Muni, M-U-N-I, Muni Maharaj. I'll tell you a story, Shama Kishori Mataji. You'll like this story. Muni Maharaj, he was 90 plus when he took sannyas. In that photo, I think he's 90 years old. So this Muni Maharaj, in his younger days, when he was a Grahastha, he had a daughter and he wanted to get her married. In the mutt, there was nothing to eat. Srila Bhakti Pragyan Keshav Maharaj's mutt, they were struggling because all that had happened in Gaudiya Mutt. So many factions and different temple leaderships had changed. They just had their ashram, and naturally new ashram, so funds were less that time. Also, so many World War II was going on. India was forced into the World War II, and so many things were going on. A lot of difficulties in this world that time. And Muni Maharaj decided his daughter's marriage with one boy who he thought was nice, but turned out they were meat eaters. And they told just on the day of marriage that your daughter will have to cook meat in our house. We are meat eaters, Bengalis, but meat eaters. So he called off the marriage. Muni Maharaj called off the. Can you imagine? He is the girl's father in India in those days. So difficult it is to do something like this. Who will marry the daughter? Can you imagine? Who is going to marry that girl? Mandap tak baat aa gayi and then shadi is cancelled. So he cancelled. There's nothing doing. I am not going to marry my daughter off to a family where meat is eaten. Unacceptable. Unacceptable. We are Vaishnavas. I thought you were also Vaishnavas, but this is nonsense. Marriage cancel. Now they have cooked food for so many people. And Muni Maharaj had used all his provident fund and whatever you call it to prepare for the marriage. It was his last child. He wanted to get her married nicely and then take sannyas. Was his plan. And now this happens. All the expenses, already bills have been paid. Some cooks aake, they have cooked everything. Everything is done, and now shadi cancelled. So he said, nothing doing. My daughter will not marry. Krishna will take care. He told the people, okay, all the food that has been cooked, take it to the mutt. We'll have a grand Sankirtan festival and we'll feed all the devotees. So suddenly in Keshavji Gaudiya Mutt, all the wonderful bhoga comes. They offer to deities and they have a nice bhandara for all the devotees and saints. They are all invited. They have nice Kirtan festival for 2 days. And then it turned out that Srila Keshav Maharaj had another disciple who was looking for a suitable girl. And they got them. They happily got married. And Muni Maharaj took sannyas also. So See, look at Krishna's arrangement. All the money of Muni Maharaj was not spent feeding meat eaters. It was spent feeding the devotees. Hmm? And he wanted his daughter to marry a devotee, turned out to be a meat eater. And how Krishna arranged? Got a devotee boy. And happily both of them got married. And he wanted to take sannyas. That also was fulfilled. Now, apparently, it looked at such a big reversal. Arey, marriage is getting cancelled. Invitations have gone. Guests have come. What will happen now? Who will marry her? Who will marry? Gurudev arranged marriage directly for her. So she got married. He got sannyas, and the devotees got prasad. Some she was prasad, like they had never eaten. This is Krishna's sense of humor. This is Krishna's arrangement. So we should have faith in Krishna. Mukta Sangha Prabhu, you like to cook for so many devotees. So I think you like this pastime.
Yes,
Cook for marriage and give it to the mutt. Give it to the temple. Not to the marriage party. Hari Bol. So thank you, dear devotees. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Granthra Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai. Nitai Gaur Hari Bol. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Hare Krishna. Shri Radha Kund ki.
Jai.
Shri Damodar Mas ki jai.
Jai.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you.
Hare
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Thank you so much.
Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Radhe Radhe.